Thank you for visiting my channel, Thinking Like a Virtuous Woman, where I inspire women to think like the woman in Proverbs 31, spiritually, financially, and relationally. So today, I'm going to be talking about something that I think most people can relate to. I'm going to be talking about how to heal from a broken heart. The very first thing that you want to do is you want to give yourself time. One of the things that we like to do once we're going through a heartbreak, we want to hurry up and get over it. We want to hurry up and say that we are okay. We want to say we're good and try to move on quickly, but you want to give yourself time. Give yourself time to feel what you're going through. Give yourself time to feel the pain and the hurt and the anger that you are feeling at the time. If you gotta scream or cry, one of the worst things you can do is to try to make it seem like that you're okay, or you try to make it seem like you're not mad or you're not sad, because what's going to happen is you're going to keep those feelings inside, and then it's going to build up, and then you're going to end up possibly taking it out on the wrong person. So you want to just give yourself time to heal. I was recently talking to a friend who just had to break up with her longtime boyfriend, and she told me how she and another one of her friends were kind of going through it at the same time. So she went to her house for the weekend, and she said all weekend, she said they just played slow jams. They laughed, they talked, they cried, they ate, they watched movies, they stayed up all night talking. And so that was just her way of dealing with the pain. She said that she did not want to run away from the pain, and she wanted to just go ahead and deal with it. And I think that that's one of the best things that you can do, is allow yourself that time, because you're not going to get over that relationship overnight, especially if you guys were together for a long time, or you guys have built like a very strong bond and you thought that you were going to be with this person forever. Allow yourself that time to get over that relationship. If you need to write, I know many people feel like writing is therapeutic for them, talking about it, maybe even seeing a therapist. Yes, I said it, seeing a therapist. I know people who have had to see a therapist after ending a relationship, and I can share myself. A few years ago, I was engaged and I was get ready to be married, and I messed up that relationship, and that's a whole nother story. I do share it in my book, which I'll share with you at the end, and I'll also leave the link down below in the description box. But it was my fault that my relationship ended, and so after it ended, I sought out a therapist because I wanted to know like what was wrong with me. Why did I keep going into these cycles? And so going to seek a therapist and talking to her and just digging into my past, it actually helped me to realize why I kept making the same mistakes that I was making. Or maybe not even just that, maybe it wasn't your fault that the relationship ended. Maybe you just need therapy to talk about your feelings. Whatever the case, if that's what it takes for you, I know plenty of people who had to go that route. You just have to do what works for you. Another thing you want to do is cut off all communication with them. Don't be trying to call or text them and thinking if you stay in communication with them that you'll be okay. Oh, I'm fine. I can talk to him. I can text him and I'll be fine. No, don't be on his social media. Stay off his Facebook page, his Instagram page. If you have to, you're going to need to block his number. And I don't mean just a soft block, meaning just go to his name in your phone and just block him that way. I mean like actually going online with your courier and actually doing a hard block. I've had to do that in many instances, because with a soft block, when you just block people on your phone, I remember at one time, and I don't know if this is still the case, you were still able to see the messages if you went to your block messages. So that's tempting in itself to go to the messages, because if you know he's calling and texting you, then you know, okay, let me go check my block messages, and then you see something sweet. Next thing you know, you suck back in. Don't do that. You want to do a hard block. And then also social media. If you got to unfollow him, block him on social media for a time. And it doesn't necessarily mean you guys can't be friends later on down the line, but you have to take this time to heal and get over the relationship. And the longer you continue to follow him on social media, checking him out, trying to see if he posting anybody else on his page, trying to see what he's doing, you're just prolonging your healing. So you want to cut off all communication, social media, talking, because let's just imagine if you do see on his social media that he has moved on, how would that make you feel? So until you've gotten to that place where you are truly healed and truly over the relationship, you don't even want to attempt to be friends with him. Okay, now you want to resist the urge to seek out a rebound. That's one of the most common things that people do who are going through heartbreaks. They figure if I talk to somebody, date somebody, sleep with somebody, I can take my mind off of this relationship and then I will be okay. The truth is, it's going to be okay in that moment. It may feel good in the moment. It may feel like you're getting over the relationship. The reality is that you're just covering the wound with a band-aid. You're trying to take your mind off this person by keeping busy with this other person. But is that really healthy? No, it's not healthy because you've not healed from that relationship. You're still broken. And if you are in that place where you need to talk to somebody or you need to be dating somebody to feel better, you need healing from that in itself. You need to be able to be by yourself. You need to be able to be alone and get to know yourself. Don't jump from person to person, because once that next relationship don't work out, if it doesn't work out, you're going to be feeling even worse than you did the first time. So now you have this long-term relationship that you're trying to heal from. Now you're hurt from that. And then now you have this rebound relationship and things don't work out with that. Now you have two relationships that you're trying to get over. Don't do that to yourself. And then, is that really fair to the person who you're rebounding with? Now, what if that person catches feelings for you? They want to be with you. They can see themselves spending their life with you. But in your mind, you're just thinking, oh, this is just my rebound. This is just somebody who is taking my mind off of my relationship. Now, I've been on both ends of that spectrum. I've been that person who was the rebound, who I dated a guy and just realized he was using me to just get over an ex. And I've also been that person who had a rebound trying to get over a past relationship. And that's because in my past, dang it, that dog barking. And that's because in my past, I have been that person who didn't want to be alone. I always needed to be talking to somebody, going out with somebody, just having somebody to talk to or text to, so I can relate to that. I've also had friends who were like that. And I just saw those continued cycles, and they literally lead you to nowhere. It's not fair to the rebound person. Just take the time to heal. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to them. Just take that time to heal. Resist the urge to seek out a rebound. Another thing you want to do is start doing things that make you happy. Maybe, sometimes as women, we get in relationships and we completely stop doing certain things and we just get so caught up in the man. Just start back doing those things that make you happy. Maybe, some people may travel. Some people may maybe even go shopping. And I don't mean go broke. You definitely don't want to go broke out the relationship. But I know that sometimes buying a new outfit or getting a new hairdo is therapy for some women. I know it has been for me. Please, if it's not within your means, don't go get a new hairdo. Don't go shopping. I don't mean that. I just mean that if it's in your means, if it's something that you can do, just do it. Go on a trip, go hiking, go walking, go volunteer somewhere. Just those things that make you happy, that maybe you wanted to do before you got into a relationship. Start doing that. Go out with your girlfriends. Just start doing things. Hang around family. Maybe do something with your kids if you have kids. Just do things that make you happy so that you're not sitting around in the house. That's one of the worst things that you can do. And that's one of the main things that we want to do after going through heartbreak. We want to sit in the house and not do anything and sulk. But you have to push yourself to get out the house and do things that will make you happy. Whatever you do, do not isolate yourself. And then the last thing that I want you to do is I want you to try to find the good in the breakup. And whatever that is, maybe you had been with that person for a long time and you knew that you should have broken up with him a long time ago. And maybe now you have this epiphany that the relationship was actually bringing you down, or maybe you just realize how much you've grown from the relationship or the lesson you've learned. And I know that what I'm about to say is going to sound cliche. I know. And it's easier said than done, because when you're going through this is the last thing that you want to hear. But I have to say it because it's the absolute truth. But I promise you that one day you're going to look back and you're going to be able to laugh. You're going to be able to smile and maybe even ask yourself, what was I thinking? You're going to be able to do those things because you're going to realize that you were above the relationship. You're going to realize that you were actually better off without the relationship. And my last relationship or situationship, I should say, it actually propelled me into the woman that you see today. It actually caused me to go back and to look at my life and to just think about what in the world was I thinking? And it actually propelled me into my purpose. And if it wasn't for that relationship, I would not be the woman that you see sitting here today. I would not be able to share these tips with you today. I would not be able to inspire women to be their best selves and to think like a virtuous woman. And I just have to thank God for that relationship. And I just thank God that he knows best. Now, when I look at who he is today, who that person is today, and I look at how that relationship just wasn't for me, and the type of person that it turned me into, that wasn't God. So I just thank God for knowing me better than I know myself. And that's the thing, God knows best. So if your relationship ended for whatever reason, just find the good in it. Look at what you got from it, the lessons you learned from it, or maybe you realizing now that relationship was something that you were never supposed to be in the first place. So I hope and pray that this video was helpful to you. Please, as always, reach out to me with any prayer requests, any suggestions of videos maybe that you want me to cover, any topics. And even if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'll leave my email down below in the description box. And I'll also leave the link to my book, Pain, Promiscuity, Purpose from Mess to Ministry. Some of the things I mentioned in this video are in that book. Thank you again for visiting my channel, Thinking Like a Virtuous Woman, where I inspire women to think like the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31, spiritually, financially, and relationally. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you'll receive notifications each and every time I post. Be blessed.